My name's Aaron Nichols. I'll be covering my team's technical report project on whether to buy or lease a vehicle. The audience for this report is a recent college graduate looking for a new vehicle. They plan on keeping the vehicle for the entirety of the vehicle's life. They want to know whether they should buy or lease the vehicle and what's the more economical option. Through some initial research online, we found that most people were saying buying is overall cheaper than leasing. Some articles say that buying a car is cheaper than leasing if you plan on doing some of the repairs yourself and if you're going to keep the car for some amount of time. But if you're looking for a new car every couple of years, then leasing is definitely going to be your better option. With this report, we look to investigate those statements and see whether or not they are true. For the investigative methods, we are looking at the total cost of a purchased car through financing over the life expectancy of the vehicle, which we found to be 13 years, and we're comparing that to a leased vehicle or multiple leased vehicles through that 13-year time period. For lease lengths of 3 years, that equals out to 5 lease intervals, with the 5th leasing interval not being completed, only 1 year through that lease. Some of the important values that we needed to calculate those total costs are listed here. This isn't all of them by far. There's a lot more. There's miles per gallon for the current vehicle. There's miles per gallon for the leased vehicles projected into the future. There's interest rates, inflation rates, and all of these costs need to be brought back to present value. We were able to create an Excel program to calculate the total cost to own and total cost to lease. The cost to own in present value came out to about $54,000, while the total cost to lease in present value came out to $69,000, $15,000 difference. Below you can see the cash flow diagram. You can see in orange is the cost to lease, the yearly cost to lease, and those are regular intervals. The cost to own yearly, after 6.5 years, the car loan is paid off, and you'll see the blue lines decrease to just insurance payments, gas prices, and repair costs. And then at the end of the 13 years, we are able to sell back the car for its salvage value. So our recommendation for this particular person looking to keep the car for the 13-year time period would be to buy rather than lease. With the Excel program that we created, we were able to generalize this problem to people looking to keep their car less than that 13-year time period. You can see the sensitivity analysis is done below in the plot. The orange line is the cost to lease, and the blue line is an exponential function of the total cost to own, both in present value. From this graph, you can see that actually for a little while the cost to own is more expensive than the cost to lease. Where they intersect and become the same is at roughly 5.5 years. So if a person's planning on keeping a purchased vehicle for less than this time, we would recommend leasing rather than buying. However, once the blue line crosses the orange, we see that it will always be cheaper to own a car after that time period than to lease. That concludes this report. Thank you for listening to me and my monotone voice this entire time. I appreciate it. Thank you.